Hey, what's going on, guys? Joe here, coming at you with another leg workout. Starting off with squats. I usually start my leg workouts with either squats or deadlifts, and I decided today to do the squat version of the workout. So, as far as squat depth goes, I have two hernias actually, two inguinal hernias, I think is how you pronounce it. And they really begin to hurt if I go any lower than parallel. So that's why I go as low as I do. I know some people prefer to go lower, and I actually did before I got them, but now I don't want to ditch the squats. So this is the way that I can still do them without having the pain and possibly even making them worse. But as far as the sets and reps go, I did 3 sets of these, and I kept the rep range at between 10 and 15 reps. So after the squats, I went into lying hamstring curls. Hamstrings are one of my biggest lagging body parts. I wanted to hit them earlier on when I was more fresh. Of course, just like every other exercise I do, I try to keep these slow and controlled, but definitely a faster positive rep than negative. And I kind of try to just picture like I'm doing a bicep curl and keeping the tension on my hamstrings the whole time as I would with my biceps. But I also make sure to get full extension and try to have a full range of motion every rep. Okay, so lastly for my upper legs, I'm doing leg extensions. Some people think this is basically a bullshit exercise. I believe in it, although I definitely don't do them every exercise. And the reason being that this is my last exercise, I'm only doing 9 sets for my upper legs, is because I'm going to be hitting them again on Friday. So I want to make sure that my legs are ready to go and they're still fresh on that day. So 6 to 9 sets usually ends up being good for me as far as my big body parts go. And then I'll usually just hit my smaller body parts for just 3 sets. So I finish off with these, and with the hamstring curls and the extensions, I usually like to keep them more around higher reps. So I usually go no lower than 8 and usually are more around like 12 to 15. So after I finished my upper legs, I moved on to calves. And I actually usually superset calves and abs. So these next 2 exercises are going to be supersetted. So just keep that in mind. I'm doing the standing calf raise first. And I'm doing pretty moderate weight here. Sometimes I'll go pretty heavy and go lower rep, and sometimes I'll go like extremely high, maybe like 25 to 30 reps. But today I just decided to keep it moderate. Honestly, I still haven't found what works best for my calves as far as like gaining size goes, because although I have some decent cuts on my calves, I really have trouble putting on size, so that's why I work in all rep ranges. I decided to superset the standing calf raises with cable crunches, and I go pretty heavy on these, and I usually keep it anywhere from like 8 to 12, just like a normal exercise. Although when I usually work my abs, I'm usually working in a higher rep range, but especially since I'm working with weight on these, I find it beneficial just to go 8 to 12. So after doing 3 supersets of the standing calves and the cable crunches, then I moved on to seated calves. And I actually have noticed that the more I've been doing these, the better my calves have been looking. So I used to not do these too often because I never really felt like I felt them as much. And I never felt like I could put enough weight on, but I've been going a little heavier than I used to. And I have noticed that I've gotten a little growth from my calves in that time. So it's all about experimenting, guys. And for me, I noticed that I needed to go a little heavier on these to notice results. So lastly, I supersetted the seated calf raises with hanging leg raises, but I actually did them as a kind of a variation where after I bring up my knees, I actually turn to the side and then bring my legs down. And I just feel the tension on my abs constantly when I do this more compared to doing them the conventional way. I've been doing them like this now for the past couple weeks or so. And I definitely recommend you guys give it a shot because I definitely feel it a lot more, and I think you guys will too. But that concludes this workout, guys. Sorry if you find the voiceover a little more boring. I do too, but as far as music goes, I'm having trouble loading them with music, even my own. So, help for thought, guys. See you next time.